Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Sunday morning's Messages of Love from Above. Hope you all had an amazing weekend and that you will have those of you that are Sunday morning, rest of a Sunday day. Those of you on the other side of the world, welcome to your new week. So we will get started here in just a moment. Just getting my desktop all situated here. All right, looking good here. Very good. All right. And if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. We've got a great host of powerful beings here who are full of love and great senses of humor too. So welcome to this loving atmosphere and a lot of joy and laughter, hopefully as well. What else? Oh, if you're wanting to know how all the free readings work, all the information's in the description box of the video. I do prioritize donations as a energy exchange. It's how I am able to do so much of the stuff for free. And so thank you all for those of you that make a donation. But I know not everyone is able to make donations, so I try to do as many free things as I can as well. And among those things, that's why I come on a little earlier just to talk about the free things that are available so you're aware of them. Every Monday, I put out a Moon Day Monday video that talks about the energy of the moon for the week, because the moon, of course, goes through all of the zodiac over 28, 29 days. So every 2 to 3 days, we go into a different moon sign. So if we understand the emotional waves that are coming our way, then we can deal with it more and we can make a more conscious choice of, choosing fear, lower vibrational emotion, or higher vibration emotion. So it is empowering, I feel. We also talk about planetary energies that stand out. Like right now, we're right smack in the middle ish of the eclipses. Last Saturday was the solar eclipse. Next Saturday is the lunar eclipse with a full moon in Taurus. So if you want to know how these things impact us, things we can do to make the best of the energy, be sure to check out those videos. Excuse me, because they do share those things. Uh, Last week I was out, not feeling the best, and you can kind of hear it. Still trying to get out of my head and out of my chest. Just a wonderful fall kind of sinus stuff. It was good. It was a good time to rest. You listen to your body. If you don't balance, the body makes you do it, right? But every Tuesday, I put out a Take 10 with Zen video. And since I wasn't here last week, the weeks before was episode 17, The Menu of Spiritual Gifts. And this one talks about how, based on your astrology, if you have a large influence of water or air or earth or fire, some of the spiritual gifts that might resonate with you. So if you're interested, it's not like the full comprehensive list of every single spiritual gift, but it can give you an idea of what those are. And then this last week, we had talked about, excuse me, using thy gifts. So be sure to check those out if you're interested. They're all free. And all the playlists for everything is listed in the description box of the video as well. So that's Monday and Tuesdays. Wednesday, I know I do a lot of stuff, but Wednesday is What's Up Wednesdays, where I put out a pick a card from Spirit, and I kind of shaken them up a little bit to make it more exciting for you guys and for me. I get bored of doing the same thing over and over too, like every human. So every other week, we focus on the new moon energy and the full moon energy, and then we have a pick card around those energies. The in between, one of those is like this one, the Scorpio season. We have, of course, the sun changes a different sign every month. And so when it changes, I have a pick a card around that. So this one is for Scorpio, and I have a little extra bonus there. There's a pick a card for everyone for the Scorpio season. But for, like in this case, the Scorpio sun babies, or if you're on the cusp, there's a 3-month bonus reading where I give you a little forecast of the current energies of what the next 3 months after your birthday are. So happy birthday to you, Scorpio, some babies, and be sure to check that out. Excuse me. And then, in addition to all of that, also each month I put out a drawing. There's 3 ways to win, and this video talks about who won in September, and then how you can get into the drawings for the end of October. And then also, I know, that's why I come on early. So thank you guys for your patience. The I am also having 50% off a lot of my services until the end of the year because I love you guys and I wanted to give back more. The pre-recorded personal readings, what those are like if you send me an email and tell me what you want me to ask spirit, and then I do a video and record it. I upload it to YouTube and then send you a private link that only you can access via that link. And those are on sale. All the pricing is in the description box of the video. Like a 15-minute video is $5 US. A half hour is $10 US, and you can get like an hour reading for like $20. So it's a great sale for the end through now. It's been going on for a little bit through the end of the year. And then also we've got the Hedge of Peace and Love and the Wish Upon a Star astro readings too. And there's links to those to tell you what those are if you're interested. Those are all half off too. All right, I think that's everything. I will be on for a couple hours here. After these, I do go to a Praying Mantis member session. I do offer YouTube memberships as a way to help support, the channel, and I offer a Zen Cricket level at $2.99. The Praying Mantis level at $7.99 a month gives you access to all those sessions that I have after each of the free sessions I do. I'm on here Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m., 11 to 1, or 11 to 12:55. I usually bug out 5 minutes early. I try so I can go to the other session. And then also on Friday, Saturday nights from 6 to 8. So after those, I go and I have an hour or ish with my Praying Mantis members, and you have access to those. And on Thursday nights, we have a special Q&A from 6 to 8 p.m. So 2 hours where we pull past life readings, oracle card readings. We talk about astrology, talk about all things spirit, answer questions about me and my life that people have, and whatever else my members are wanting to chat about. You also get advanced access. I pre-record a week in advance my Moon Mondays, my Take 10 with Zen Tuesdays, and my pick a cards. So we have advanced access to those as well. So all that information down in the description box, of course. All right. I think that's everything. So enough of the blah, blah, blah. We will get into the readings here. And I do have a few donations. So thank you guys so much. And well, and congratulations, Johanna. It says here, celebrate your 20th super on a live stream. So congratulations and thank you for giving from your heart to on live streams for people. So woohoo, happy 20th. All right, well, we're gonna start off using the Star Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks. And I know I have to say all of my tarot decks are my favorite. They're all my children because they're all back here, and we don't want anyone to feel left out. I love them all equally. All right, so I'm gonna scroll up here, and we will start with Supernova. Thank you so much for your multiple donations I see here. I appreciate you. Let me give that one a little love there. So we'll start off with your first reading here, and you want to know, will you quit your unhealthy problem in the foreseeable future, or will it always get in your way? All right, let's take a look here and see, based on your current energies, what they want you to know about your challenge here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, you work through this, you understand it here. You have the King of Pentacles here, so abundance. You really step into your power in the outside world. The King, of course, rules over all the pentacles. So you do work through it, you do transform it. One of the big things the King teaches, of course, of Pentacles is when we look to the outside world for our fullness and our wholeness, and we have this instability. And so when we're looking to the outside world for our self-worth, we feel unstable, and so we do things to try to stabilize ourselves, whether it's drugs, alcohol, eating, sex, um, all sorts of fun things that we are try to fill our life with, right? But we learn as our worth, our self-worth turns more inward and upward, the things of the outside world we lose interest in, at least to the point that it's so, how do we say, like desperate, like we have before we connect, um, to our higher self in huge big ways. We have this desperation of, we're starving. Our soul is starving because the outside world can't give us what we need. So we're just, trying to fill ourselves up in a whole bunch of different ways. More money, more things, more attention, more whatever it is. We're just grabbing at stuff, just like I'm starving. I'm just trying to fill myself up some way. But the more we begin to fill ourselves from the inward, the outside things become less desperate, if that's a good way to say that. I do see here there's some cards in the middle, but the 3 of Wands is what, shows me here that you do. Here's all that transformation, but the 3 of Wands is that you do choose to go a different direction. So you do, step into your power and you do transform all of this, and you got it here too with the Ace of Swords, excuse me. So the Ace of Swords is connecting to the capital T truth, and you cut away your fears. You have the Six of Pentacles, which this has to do with our self worth. I have that Take 10 with Zen, that episodes 4 and 5 that talk about the Six of Pentacles, where we um as children we learn this out of balance giving and receiving. So we feel we have to give 1,000 love coins to get one love coin back. I think you've already listened to that one, so that's just for whoever else needs to hear that. But excuse me, they as we balance that out to more one to one, that's where the transformation happens. And it doesn't like happen overnight, where this out of balance giving and receiving we were taught as young children, it doesn't just go ging and we're like, woohoo, it's like chunk, 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 chunk. So you've been doing this and you're getting down to where you'll have this equal giving and receiving energy, which will be great here. If you haven't, you might just rewatch that Take 10 with Zen. I think it's episode 5 that talks about the Six of Pentacles. But you have the Four of Wands. There is joy, there's celebration, there's balanced energy. So all of this tells me here that yes, you do overcome this, you transform it, and because you lose interest in it. It's like if they're giving me the example of quitting smoking, because I've had so many friends throughout my life that tried to quit smoking because other people wanted them to quit smoking, and they would quit smoking in front of them, but they would find ways. They're like, I'm running out to my car, cover me, and they would go outside to go smoke somewhere. And I'm like, you do realize I can smell smoke on you, that they probably smell smoke on you. And they're like, really? So when we are ready to stop something is when we do it. But when we feel like, oh, I've got to stop it, that just perpetuates and keeps us in the loop. When we accept it, going, this is something in my life, and I'm just gonna focus on my self-love, raising my own self-worth, that I will just begin to lose interest in it after a while. It doesn't become, like I said, so desperate that I need it. But when we like, I have to get rid of it, I have to stop this, that just pours energy into it. And what do? We fall deeper into it, and it's like, I don't want to think about pink bunny rabbits. I don't want to think about pink bunny rabbits. Now you're all thinking about pink bunny rabbits, right? But if I start focusing on what I do want instead of what I don't, the energy naturally moves as well. So that's what's coming in right now, supernova. So I love that for you. Let's take a look here. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We're just like, you know, But it's that, that, "Oh, I have to stop this. I should stop this. I need to stop this." That just puts this energy into it's like, "I've gotta stop eating sugar. I've gotta stop eating sugar," and then I don't eat sugar for a few days, and then I eat a whole box of donuts, it's that kind of thing, right? It's because 'cause I've been depriving myself, but when we step away from the need to, supposed to, should, have to, whatever, and we lighten up about things, then we lose interest because we start focusing on energy and what we do want. And it's okay if we, oh, I, ate a half a box of Oreos. Oh, well, but if I judge myself over it and, define myself by it, then I'm going to eat the other half too. All right. So that's what they have for that one. And I'll get to your other questions here in a moment. Mia slipped in there. So Mia, thank you so much for your donation. Let me give your donation a little love here. Hello, dear Mia. So do we see you this new job abroad in a hotel coming before the end of November? Ooh, all right. Let's take a look here and we'll see if it's in Italy. Let's see, is it coming by the end of November? And then is it in Italy? I want that one and then that one and that one. All right, let's take a look here. All right. I like this. Let's see what we've got here. What are these other things happening? Ooh, all right. Wow. Ooh la la. They give you some extra little bonus here too. So it is possible here before the end of November. The Queen of Cups is about our intuition, our gut, our connection to our, the intuition and spirit world. Six of Swords is movement across water. And movement happening. And I say it's possible because it's not set in stone the exact time. It's more of a range. But with the Queen of Cups, it's about emotional choice, about stepping into what you're wanting and how you're wanting it, and whatever you're focusing your emotional energy on. So I do like this, energy that's coming in here for you because this is you stepping into your power. She not only rules with the king over the cups, but all the queens are given a second portion of water, which makes her the master of emotion. And really, her emotional energy can do a whole lot. But pay attention to the messages you're getting because spirit, you can ask spirit too for guidance because that can have you take steps earlier. Otherwise, you will eventually go, but there's this really tuning into spirit and leaving behind the fears that don't serve you, so you can move from some limiting beliefs to some empowering beliefs to come in here too. So I like that for you. Um, the other cards that came out here, which I love, you have the world card, which is ending of old cycles, beginning of a new adventure. So I like that energy. But you have the King of Wands. And so the King of Wands does have this, entrepreneur stepping into their power, ruling over their life type of energy, like the Emperor in the major arcana. It's kind of like Aries energy of new beginnings, stepping forward, leaving the old behind, stepping into the new, kind of like magician energy too. So your energy you're putting forward here. And I feel like this king has to do with this fire sign. And that's what's like, ooh, where you're headed here with the Two of Cups is a significant um, relationship. Now, it could be romantic. I kind of feel like it is, um, especially if it's Italy, that all that hot-blooded Italians there, but they've got this important relationship that you do have there as well. So this special bond with whoever this is. I like the Knight of Swords because this is movement of thought and belief and mindset. Again, a lot of movement cards. Oh, did you say you're hoping it wasn't in Italy? Let me see. I thought you said you were hoping it was Italy. But it feels, very, Oh, out of Italy. I get you, I get you. So, it definitely it is away from where you're at because, they have the water is movement away, movement across water. So, that would make sense there too. I just, Italians are attractive, personally. Maybe that's what I was hoping. Maybe I'll move to Italy. I'm just kidding. But we got this, Knight of Swords. There's a lot of you're in Portugal now. All right. Yeah, so it does feel like with all the Six of Swords in this, and of course the World card, all three of these really represent going to a new world, the Knight of Swords and the Six of Swords. All this is about movement, movement, movement. So they're all this, you know, uh, movement and change. So very positive here. So it can be by the end of November, but it all depends on how much energy that you're with that Queen of Cups. It's bringing all of that attention inward and upward and listening to spirit and asking them for guidance because they won't meddle. They honor your free will and power of choice. And so, if you'll just ask them of your free will and power of choice, going, "Hey, can you give me some guidance? And how can I make this happen?" And trusting perfect timing, the hows and everything. But you can ask them anything I can do to speed this up, and they will tell you and show you. Usually how things speed up is us turning inward and upward and connecting to our self-love, right? That always speeds things up because things go slow to give us the opportunity to raise our love vibration. So looking at any fears, limiting beliefs, thoughts about yourself, any limiting emotions, any of these thoughts and emotions that don't serve you anymore. It's like it's almost like sorting and cleaning and this physical action they're saying here too. If you start taking physical action in the outside world, like start decluttering, start getting rid of things, going, okay, what am I going to take with me and what am I not? And start getting rid of stuff now. And that action you put forward allows them to take even more action to help you too. So I love that. Wow. Declutter, declutter, boom, boom, boom. So I love that for you, Mia. I know, right? Italian men. Mm, you're funny. All right. So many, many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation there. And then Nova, Supernova, thank you for your additional donation. And that one is what is the unique contribution to the world that your soul's destined to leave in this lifetime? Ooh, I like that. Let's take a look here and see what spirit wants you to know. What's part of your like they're digging into your Akashic records to see what is this goal? What is one of the, it's like your what is it, your bucket list. What did you want to accomplish to give to the world before you leave this lifetime here? So let's take a look here. All right. Oh yeah. That makes sense. All right. Yeah, and that makes sense. And that makes sense. So three things. One is to be the source of joy. The 3 of Cups is this joy and celebration, and this is also I think you got this a couple of days ago, they're showing it to me because they're saying that this is in addition to the world, the celebration card, the 3 of Cups is also about community. It's about finding your I wanna say your tribe, right? And that it's important that you become a part of this tribe of individuals, and I do feel it's all about music, and it's just like this group that you have. Maybe you're gonna start a musical group. If not, it's definitely um, you know um, a group of people that you support one another, and you're just like peas in a pod. There's at least 3 of you. It I'm trying to think of the group. They're showing me a group in my head, and and I can't remember the name of the group. Um, but they had great songs, and there were individual artists, and they were all together, and I can't believe I'm forgetting the names. Maybe I need more coffee. But it's, an older group and, it's, like and much older group, not like back in the 30s and 40s and 50s, but I think they were like together in the 70s and 80s, and they had a lot of great songs, but they were very powerful individual artists, but they came together. So I feel like you might know who they are. They have some great, great songs. I can see him. I think she used to have a scarf around her microphone. I can't think of their names, but it's that kind of feel to it. And I feel like it's important because you're an important part of this group of people and supportive, but you also all together, individually and together, bring joy to the world. You help people transform from the lower energy to higher energy, right? The other thing that you do, you have the again, Princess of Cups, Page of Cups, you help, people transform their emotion and choose, and find their inner love and inner strength. I love this, how you help people connect and realize there's so much more than just they're human. You help people find their inner love and self-love, their courage, their strength here too. Look at that new moon. Um, so I love this energy coming in here because it's part of what you do is through your music and through sharing your story too. And I feel yes, Fleetwood Mac. Thank you, Johanna. That's exactly right. Ding, ding, ding. You are a winner. So that is it. Yeah, definitely. Like Fleetwood Mac. I appreciate you because I was going to be bugging me until I could go figure it out. So many blessings. So I love this. It's the inner strength and helping people find that. I like this, this new moon energy here too, because the new moon is about planting, new things. It comes after the letting go of the full moon and the stepping forward and having this new thing here. So I like that. Yeah. And it's cool. Oh, you are so young. You are so young. What a wonderful adventure you're gonna have. If you just YouTube, just search Fleetwood Mac songs and you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, what is this?" A wonderful adventure you're about to go on. So, yeah, go listen to them later for sure. Because then you have here too, I like this 10 of Wands and the Moon card. One of this again, this is the transmutation of energy like you're talking about. The 10 of Wands is helping people really, change and move, you know, um, where everyone's focusing their energy. The Moon card is about tapping into the unknown, but very much emotions. You have the new moon, cards you had, and here's the full moon where you're um, helping people like change their. Oh, I thought I heard a word noise. It is my coffee cup. They have the little lids. If you have them closed, the air's trying to escape. I heard tick, tick, tick. I'm like, "Do you guys hear that?" And it was my coffee. Whoosh. I was starting to hear things again. But the 10 of Wands is about transmuting the energy. So much the burden of trying to do so much and helping people transform their emotions and to dive into the unknown, to release things too. So, and this is even subconsciously, like, not that you're going to have subliminal messages in your music, but the your we talked about this before, I believe, your vocal vibrations in the music, the way that it happens here, it just touches people on a subconscious level, and which is because of the heart and the energy that you're putting into the music. People will just listen to your songs and they don't know why they're crying and bawling. They're like, I don't understand. It's not the lyrics. I don't know what's happening, but it's just the music just touches the soul. and I love that. So this is great. I love, but be in the moment now, right? It's like, oh, I want to get to that point in the future. It's like you will just enjoy each moment along the way because every moment you're taking along the way is what you're able to share. The stories that you've lived and the story that you are living and the stories you will live are the stories of your music, the stories that you will share, even in like, you know, you see how like Taylor Swift gets, interviewed about what does this song mean? Where did it come from? Or you hear other artists and they're like, this is what I went through and what triggered this. What I love recently too is I saw a brief little interview with Taylor Swift because she's on that huge tour where she's giving so much back. Like every city that she went to, she gave hundreds of thousands of dollars to food banks, whichever city she was at to help hunger in the city that she was in. And it's like, wow. But something she said, they were like, well, so this song that you wrote, who's that about? And she goes, you know what? That song doesn't belong to me. This song belongs to all of us. And, whoever people think about that it comes up, that's who it's about. It's for them. It's not about, you know, an individual thing with me. It's for everyone. And that's the kind of energy I feel for you too. So I like it. I know. I it makes me excited, I know, but it's good. It's good to have the fire for the outcome, right? The destination, but it's all about enjoying every single step along the way because it's all part of that. So, um, enjoy the fire of it, but and let it put fire under your butt to get moving on stuff. But enjoy the moment too. All right. So that's what they have for you for that question, Supernova. So thank you so much for that donation. And then I'll be going to your next question here after Patty. Hey, Patty. Thank you for your donation. I'm going to give your little donation here with love. And thank you for that donation. And you would like to know if you would make a great teacher. So, what does Spirit feel about you being a teacher? It's funny, they showed me, in my mind's eye, they showed me a nun, um, I think what is it from? I think it was from, Charlie's Angels, the ones with in one of the remakes and where they were sitting and the nuns like on their, desk, "Hey," as he's talking to them as adults, it's funny. That's humorous, that's not the kind of teacher you would be. So I like this. All right, let's see what we have here. All right. Yeah, I do like this. It does feel very positive here for you, Patty, because you've got the 6 of Wands and the Ace of Wands, and what this is bringing in for me here is this, one, this is about reward, and it is about, uh, victory. I was trying to think of the word. Victory, and it's very, very positive here. So, this is like this great, standing up in front to being seen, stepping up. And I like that for you. It is a very positive card. And you have the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands, I feel, is that you would inspire teachers because I grew up um, very independent and not like I was abandoned on the streets or anything, but I spent a lot of time alone. Even though I had an older brother, my dad was always working, my brother had his friends, my mom was trying to be both mom and dad because my dad was hardly there, so I was kind of alone, but my teachers were such a huge inspiration for me. They influenced me so much, and that's what I feel with this Ace of Wands is that you are this inspiration. You are this, helpful individual, and these cards pretty much say the same thing, because the Magician card holds the magic wand, and the 6 of Wands is like the 7 of Wands in that this is about you standing up and being seen. Usually it's someone on the top of a hill that's shining bright. So again, there's this positive energy about you standing up and being, being seen. And so they're saying that, this you have this influence here, and so you would be a great teacher. It would, uh, you being true to your authentic self. I feel like you would bring your special twist into teaching. Like they're gonna, you would have like your training and all that, blah, blah, blah. But I kind of feel like, you know, yeah, like you would dress up as, not that you would dress up as a nun, but it's almost like you would, um, tell stories, you would do things that would be so unique that the kids would just love you. Whatever level it is, whether it's you, if you're drawn to elementary or junior high, or even college or whatever, you would just be so unique and you'd be such, I feel like you're a great storyteller. Like you would approach things and tell things in a way that it's not like, here is how you do it. You're like, okay, we're going on this adventure. This is how you do it. And then they remember it forever. And those are the things that I remember a lot, like I remember the colors of the rainbow because of an art teacher had this great story about Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. That's what it is. And when she talked about Roy, and what he did in his life, and it was like, "What?" They're like, "Roy, ROY is red, orange, yellow, and then G, and then Biv," and you're just like, "What?" So, I love it because of what you would how you would teach and the impact you would have on individuals. Like, you would be a teacher that people would come back after they graduate and just thank you for what you did for them, and the love that you just have for people and the care you have for people would just make a difference in so many lives. And, that's why I feel like teachers should get millions of dollars instead of sports players, because they raise the next generations. They influence the next generations such powerful ways. So it's a lot of responsibility. Um, but they don't get paid quite enough, in my opinion, or nurses, or, there's different people that have made impacts, and you're just like, you guys don't get paid enough. And then you have the strength card here. So you have the courage, you have the strength, um, you know, um, allow you said you're looking for fulfillment. And I feel like this card here is where you find fulfillment. The lion looks for fulfillment in the outside world and gets more and more hungry. It gets hangry, it's hungry, angry, because it's can't find fulfillment in the outside world. Your fulfillment comes from connection with your higher self, inward and upward. And then once we realize, because the outside world is unstable, people, we're taught to eat of relationships, situations, and things. um you know Relationships, people change, people pass away, people walk away, very unstable, and don't fulfill us for very long, if at all. Situations like jobs and education and social status, constantly changing, constantly coming and going and altering, and all that. So that's unstable. And things, our bank accounts, our bodies, our possessions, everything deteriorates. It blows up, it burns down, it's stolen, So the lion in the strength card, eventually realizes that when it's looking to the outside world for to make itself feel full, it never feels it. It's like eating American Chinese food. When you eat it and then an hour later you're hungry again. And so the outside world eventually turns us inward and upward to where we, you know, that's where we find the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms, which is what we are and what we base our self worth on. Eternal is very stable, it means it never ends. Unconditional, very stable. Nothing we can do to lose it, because there's no conditions to earn it. We just have it. So the fulfillment that you're looking for will be inward and upward, and then the outside world is just a reflection of you filling up and overflowing out to the world. So I love it for you, Patty. I feel like you would be an awesome teacher. So if that's your passion and you're like, "Ah, that's what I wanna do," go forward and conquer. I love it. All right, and that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you, and thank you again for your donation. All right. All right. And then Supernova, you said you might change your third question. It was basically answered. So if you have your altered question, pop it down below there because you want to know. Yeah, is creating music and expressing yourself through it a part of your soul's purpose? Yeah, I guess we did answer that already in a huge way, right? It's not even a yes, it's a capital Y, capital E, capital S, and 100 exclamation points. It definitely is part of your expression, for sure. So if you want to ask another question, you can pop it down below. There you go. Okay, yeah, we can definitely do that. Let me see. Do we want? Yeah, I feel like I got this new oracle deck called the Blue Angel Oracle. So let's see what they want you to know here around music and the self expression and impact of others. Right, it is. Yeah, I know, right? It's like I'd be blown away by what they said too. I'd be like, wow. So this is the side of the on the back of all the cards. I just feel like this is such a beautiful picture. I wanted to show it to you. But this is your card. Eternity. Oh, 44. Master power number 44. I'm just gonna scooch this in here so you can see it a little closer. Wow. So 44. Very, very important energy. I know, right? I love these cards. It's called the Immortal Present. Says this life that projects you forward is also the eternal life that folds back within itself endlessly, time and time again. Your life unfolds within itself in an endless cycle. The future is inside you, waiting to appear. It lives alongside this present moment. You will never have more or less than the present. All you are, all you have ever been, and all you ever will be is already here. It exists within you. And this card reminds you to focus on the present. For here, there is everything. The magic of creation is now. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Yeah, and it is also a sign of fours are very much angelic messages, like angels in the spirit world, letting you know that they're with you too. And it says, "You are an ocean of light unfolding through time. This is your story. Eternity is your destiny waiting to be filled." Wow. You even asked what your destiny was. We already talked about be here now in the present. So this card reminds you to focus on here because right here, right now, there is everything. You are everything already. You don't have to become anyone new. You just need to find, who you are. So I love this energy of this here. They're basically reiterating that you don't need to become something else. You just have to realize who you are now and the barriers that have been created through your life that are keeping you from being who you are. We're perfect. And through our childhoods and our lives, we are taught who not to be and should be and need to be and have to be and blah, 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 all that stuff, right? It's like Rumi. They say we don't have to find love, capital L love. We are love. We just discover the obstacles that we have created through our interactions with everyone else between us and remembering and seeing who we are. So whatever, things are blocking our view of who we really are, we are beginning to remove those and the clarity that comes in with it. So I love that. And I feel like that's an important thing to know. It's they're reminding me of like when I first left corporate life. I left twice. The first time it took for about 9 months, and I learned, and I came back here, right? Yeah, just removing the obstacles that are holding you back, right? It's like a hot air balloon is full of enough air to take it higher. It just needs to drop the sandbags off so whatever's holding it down, it can fly, right? Um, and when I was leaving corporate life, I was like, wow, I sat down with an empty piece of paper going, all right, what is my dream? I'm gonna step towards my dream. What is it? And I was like, well, I had these supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, must about, well, a spiritual person, is supposed to have best-selling books and lectures and this and that, and everything that we are fed about. Wow, all this was able to be this, right? And yeah, that's a great question, Needy. So Spirit took me to the future, a future of me having all that, and they're like, "Okay, so you're doing all that. Are you happy?" And I'm like, "Well, or and content?" I'm like, "Well, no, because I'm looking for what's the next thing? What's the next thing?" And they're like, they were waiting for it to the light bulb to go off, and I'm like, "Oh." So if I can't be happy in this moment here right now and content, how will I ever be content in the future? There will always be the next thing, the next thing. What else do I need to? Because when we put our contentment in the future, we never have it because we're always looking to the future. It's like that the proverbial carrot on the end of a stick. By the time we get that, it's so dried up and moldy and has flies on it because it's been there for so long. We're like, "Man, I don't want that." So it's about being in the moment and eating the baby carrots along the way. And my dream became be, be here in this moment, be here now with the creator. And it's like, wow, that when that's your dream, you have your dream, so full that then you just get to enjoy the adventure because you've already know you have, like that card said, everything within you right here, right now, right? So it's beautiful. I love that for you. And Needy, this is what I do for a living right now. I was able to leave. I made some changes. Yeah, I love it. It's mind blowing, right? Um, So the first time I saved up, I was an IT manager. And I saved up a bunch of money and I lived off of my savings for 9 months. And then the money ran out and I went back to corporate life for about 5 years. But when COVID hit, I was at a point where I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I got to live my life or I just want to die because I just can't take it anymore. And so it just so happens around that time, a friend of mine, um, bought a house, and she was like, "Come live with me, be my roomie. You can just pay me this much a month." And I'm like, "All right." And I sold my truck, and I had been saving up money, and I simplified my life, and I went and this is what I love to do, sharing messages of love. And so the donations and the services that people purchase from me is what funds my eating. And then how I ended up where I am now is another one of my close best friends. She bought a house and she was like, "Come live with me in the basement and don't worry about paying me anything. That's my donation to the world. That's my gift to the world, is giving you to the world." And so I live down here, and that allows me to have very low expenses. I still buy my own food and pay for my cell phone and things like that. So that's what happens, and I love it. I would never have thought I could do this, but you just take it step by step, and spirit guides you, and I love it. So thanks for asking that, Needy. All right, so back to the readings. I know, and I love that. Again, thank you so much for your additional donation, Supernova, and I love that messages for you. All right. And then we had left off here with Sukanya Shrey Kumar. Hello, hello. Give your donation a little love there. Thank you for your donation. You want to know what is the outcome for the connection with Namish, and you want angel guidance. I have here an oracle deck of angels and ancestors. So let's take a look here, and we'll start there, and we'll see if they want any tarot along with that, and we'll see what's happening here. A no contact situation. All right. What does Spirit want you to know about this situation? All right. Yeah, you got the High Priestess here. So they even came through with like uh, a tarot card through the Oracle, because High Priestess in the Major Arcana is about stepping away, connecting upward, going behind the scenes, diving deep into your yourself and your emotions and your life. So Spirit is saying, yeah, we can trust that when people are moved out of our life and there's no contact, and or we lose, jobs are moved out of our lives, or whatever happens always is for us. And I like this High Priestess card coming in here for you, because it is about um, them saying it's destined for you to pull away from the situation so that you can reflect on what you learned through it, but there's something more for you. So this is you going into your High Priestess temple, doing this inner reflection that's helping you move towards something more in alignment with your higher self. I kind of feel almost tower energy coming in here too. I just want to show this to you again, because it is, this black cat is so much like such a great, like the Queen of Wands has a black cat, which is about the connection to spirit, and that it's such an important thing for you to not be influenced by the interactions with them anymore. They've been a mirror for you, showing you what you want to see about yourself, but it's taking this time away to reflect and go, what fears bubbled up? What did I see when I look in the mirror of them? What do I see about me? The fears I have that spawned with my interactions with them were for me to also look at that and to be set free from it, right? Let me read from the book here, because it says, harness your mystic power. The message of this card is align with the light and focus on all things positive. The High Priestess is the physical embodiment of the divine feminine, the goddess in human form. She had many names through time and space, but her essence has remained similar: fierce, powerful, and disciplined. In many traditions, particularly pre Christian, the high priestess was in charge of spiritual and religious orders and was the voice of authority and guidance from the gods. The high priestess in this deck is the consort and partner of the high priest. If you look at them together, you will see that they mirror each other's energy. So there we go again, mirroring the energy, and seeing that, right? She is joined by a black cat representing the Egyptian goddess Bast, Bast, who protects her from lower energies, and she stands strong in her glory and power. The extended message for this is that you are a mystic with the capacity to connect with energies that go beyond the human senses. Within you is a force of magic that is directed by your will. There's an opportunity for you to rise up at this time but it requires dedication and discipline. You're being guided to look at what you are working on or at the situation before you and determine where your priorities lie. If you're unable to figure that out, you must use your intuition and discernment to focus on what will bring you closer to your goal and the happiness of everyone involved. When this card arrives, it's also important for you to check in with your intuition, as it will give you guidance that will be important for your growth. So I'm really picking up from that, from all of that card, is that, the this relationship with them has served its purpose, and that's why they've been, moved outside. They've been moved away, to separate that, because this lower energy that they bring into your life has done what it's needed to do. It's bringing you awareness around this lower energy, this fear energy, the lower vibration. And now it's time for you to rise and to step into your power and to realize that you're not, you're not this submissive, uh, temple worker. You're the high priestess. You rule over your life and you have so much power. And that, again, that mirroring, which I was talking about before we even read the card, is about your realizing what they were mirroring back for you so that you could move forward. You do have a relationship later, but this is a stepping stone. This individual is showing you things that you can let go of, things you can clear out with your limiting thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and emotions that clear out to allow you to be able to move forward, in life, and move forward into a relationship that's more in alignment. I almost feel like they weren't like a high priest. I feel like they were just showing you, these things, but this divine counterpart that you have is someone that you deserve to have, someone like you with a huge heart, and this dedication to one another, because of that. So, no, that would be a no, um, with that. There is no future with this connection. It's done what it's needed just to do. It's now time for a reflection to see what you've learned through that, to move forward where there is someone new that will come in the future for you. So, yeah, that done, done, done. They brought in enough negative, lower vibrational energy for you. You're like, enough of that. You're ready to do something. You're raising your love vibration to draw in something that you deserve more, that's more in alignment with who you really are. So I like that. Absolutely. I'm happy for you. I know it's like when we like someone, but when we realize, you know, they just aren't the healthiest thing for us. They are bringing us awareness, but it's like when you eat bad food and you realize, all right, I ate of that, but it just always upsets my stomach. I realize that food's not good for me. I'm changing my diet. And that's what's happening. So many blessings to you, Sukanya. And again, thank you so much for your donation. All right. And Johanna, thank you so much for your donation. Welcome, welcome. And what's with the dragons? I love dragons, right? I even have, if you need another dragon, here's one right here. Let me see. There it is. um, I love that for you, and we will pull, of course, cards here. But the Chinese dragon, is what's standing out. And Chinese dragons, in the West, dragons are monsters. They are after gold and they're destructive, right? Like, all the movies that they have with dragons. But if you ever watch like, movies like of the Orient, right? Like the, Korean and Chinese and Japanese movies, a lot of them, they'll be bringing in the Chinese dragons. And the Chinese dragons are ethereal beings. They're kind of like angels, but they are ethereal beings of light. And they you usually will see them with a a pearl, a giant pearl in their mouth or around them, and that pearl is seeking higher wisdom, seeking higher truths, and they float, they don't fly, they float because they're ethereal, they're spiritual beings, and so it's very powerful, energy that comes in with them, and, I like that for you, because, they are the messenger, so if you are seeing them, then yeah, then you definitely, it's them trying to reach out to you. Oh my gosh, okay, I'll show you these cards here in a sec. Connecting and drawing you into these higher truths. And maybe even one of your spirit guides might come to you in the form of a dragon. I know, one of mine does. Um, I have a spirit guide that's, called Zephyr, like the wind. They are, I have elementals as my spirit guides, and the air element is because they float on air, knowledge, higher wisdom. They come to me as this huge Chinese dragon, blue green Chinese, dragon, and, called Zephyr, like the wind. I call him Z for short, and they can bring us knowledge and bring us wisdom and allow us to face our fears and overcome things because they connect us to higher wisdom and allow us to see things from a higher perspective and put things into, that place, which I feel is like what they're doing for you here, because I was laughing because you got the high priestess and the three of cups for me is spiritual posse, our entourage from the other side. And the high priestess, of course, is this invitation to go inward and upward and fly with them. And so I do love that energy coming in there for you with that. Because they've got the Four of Cups and the Four of Cups too. The three cups of the outside world, these are the cups, our emotions that we try to fill from the outside world. But the Ace of Cups, this beautiful, beautiful card here, is that, we've got this, Ace of Cups, which is our higher love that we get filled with the higher realms. It's the chalice, the Holy Grail, and so even with this meditation, they're like, it's this the mighty invitation here to connect with this love from above. Well, there you go. They know all, right? So they knew that you wanted to ask that. So, yeah, so I would say that's a yes, definitely, that they come in the form of that, and, that's what's great is that they can take whatever form that, is best for us in every situation. Because I've got one of my spirit guides, which rolls over the water element in my life, the emotions, actually is like someone who lived during the time of Atlantis, and they were a marine biologist is what they're like. This is what you would call it nowadays, but they interacted with all the marine life, and they'll come to me as a giant water serpent, a seahorse, all these variety. They love coming in the form of all these different marine animals, right? And so they will come to us in a variety of different ways, which is cool. Yeah, and I feel like here they're really coming to you at this point of your life because you're going through a transformation coming up here. You've got the world card, you got 2 major arcana, first of all. Last card in the major arcana, and then the 0 with the full card, and then the 1 of the magician, which this is endings and new beginnings, this transformation that you've been going through. You're leaving behind old cycles, old ways, and you are going through like this transformation into a butterfly, really stepping into your power. They feel like they're bringing some upgrades, and or downloads, whatever, however you look at it. It's not a downgrade; it's an upgrade or a download, and they're bringing in this new information, this new energy. So they're coming in to help guide you to go higher places. They've kind of been in the background throughout your lifetimes, and I feel like they it's like they are it's almost they're showing me a Chinese dragon with glasses. They're like the professor. They're like they wait for you to finish kindergarten and first grade and go up through, elementary school and junior high and high school, and then they're like, "Okay, now you're graduated, now you're ready to go further," and that's where they're taking you, and so they are, with you for this next stage of your, I guess, your adventure in wisdom and knowledge, but they are the ones that are what it was it the Never Ending Story, I think is the one where they had that big puffy, uh, creature that would fly and he would ride on the back of it or whatever. That's what they're showing. They're like, "Come on, hop on, I'm gonna take you places." So I love that for you. So that's what's up with dragons for you, Johanna, right now. So I love it for you, and many blessings to you. Love it, love it, I love it. All right. And then Angeli or Angel, probably mispronouncing that. Thank you for your donation. And your question is right before it. There you go. Hello, hello. All is well. I hope you're doing well as well. And you're just curious on a reading towards moving forward. Let me take a quick sip here as I read. Oh, very good. Well, thank you for your kind words too. Let me shuffle these up. And let's see here. So, moving forward, letting go of fear and trusting. But child number 3, what does spirit want you to know here? This one, these 2 here. All right. Okay. Nothing to fear. I love it. I love it. So, third child, well, here's the 3 of cups. So, you definitely the third child will be on the way here. So, this is their way of saying that you're gonna have 3 beautiful cups of unconditional love that are headed your way here. So, I like that. I don't know if you have this shows 3 girls, so I don't know if you already have 2 girls, you might have a 3rd one, but it doesn't have to be, that at all. That just stood out to me. But you do have the 7 of cups, which here's your 3 children again, being seen up here. Because these you see how these are different, and here are the 3 stars. So again, this 7 of cups is, clearing of emotional confusion and emotional energy. So I definitely like this, energy that's unfolding and that there's this clarity that's coming, this freedom that's coming in here. You have the 8 of Wands, which is fast moving energy too. So I feel like it's going to be happening um, sooner than later with all of this. And even with this, you've got this dove, you've got also this dove bringing in this Ace of Cups, which I feel this is the new child coming in here. So we definitely have this coming in here um very, very soon. The 8 of Wands. Yeah, and then you have the Chariot card too, which is victory and movement. So all of this energy with the 8 of Wands definitely feels very fast, very soon. You've got the Chariot card here, which underneath it all here with the power of emotional choice, it's uh, the underlying theme to learn through this that helps speed things up too, because the Ace of Cups tells us when we seek our self love, that's what speeds things up faster. Things go slow when we are to learn lessons through them. And it goes slow on purpose because if we have lower vibrational energy we're focusing on, we draw in lower vibrational experiences and people and situations. So things slow down so that as we're drawing lower vibrational things to us, it slows down so it doesn't come quickly because while it's coming slower and we're raising our love vibration, our inner self-love, this starts drifting away and then we start drawing in higher vibrational things. And that's what our soul wants. And so it starts speeding up to draw it to us faster. It's like, no, I want to slow down the lower vibration, raise my vibration, then draw in things quicker, more quickly. And so during this process of the slowness, one of the big lessons to learn here is with the chariot is the power of emotional choice. Lower vibrational energy, higher vibrational energy. Lower emotions, higher emotions. Because the chariot card tells us that no matter what's happening in the outside world, we are the ones that are choosing the story we put to it. Whatever happens in the outside world just is. It's neutral. But we are the ones that put the story. Is it lower vibrational, higher vibrational emotions? Is it lower vibrational, higher vibration that I'm choosing? um, the energy I'm focusing on, whatever I'm focusing on. If I'm focusing on my fears, I draw fears to me. If I'm focusing on what I'm grateful for, I draw in things to be grateful for. And then physical actions too. Are my physical actions rooted in fear or unconditional love, the higher vibration? So there's this awareness that comes in with this. And at times we're like, really? I'm choosing all of that? We are. But it may not feel like we're making a choice because our brain has been filled with so many opinions, popular opinions when we were growing up of the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, the have to be, the must be. And we took on those opinions as our own. We're children. We don't know any better. Sure, that sounds good. And then we reinforce it so much, it becomes our habit to choose those stories, emotions, energies, and actions. When that happens, this is what I'm supposed to think and feel and do, right? And then it becomes so much of our habit, it becomes a reaction where it doesn't feel like we're making a conscious choice with it. But the great news is that habits can be changed. Yay! It just takes repetition. So if you're wanting to change habits from focusing on fears to focusing on gratitude, repetition is what it's all about. A cell phone is such a beautiful gift that we have. I know it can be irritating. It's a tool that can be used for evil or for good, right? For lower vibration or higher vibration. We can look at social media and be like, oh, and it sucks us into our fears. But we can also there's this great thing called an alarm on the phone. We can set a silent vibrating alarm, which so it doesn't irritate everyone else going off. But whenever I want to make a change of my habit, what I do is I set for every waking hour, every half hour or hour, depending on how fast you want to make a change, you set the time like gratitude. Call the alarm gratitude. It goes off, and you're like, oh, that's right. What am I grateful for? Like you want children, it's like, I'm going to focus on the gratitude for the children I have. I'm going to show I'm so grateful for my children. And I'm grateful for, the third one that will be on its way. And you just focus on that instead of the fear of I'm not going to get pregnant. They're not going to happen. What's going to happen to them? What's going to happen? We're drawing in that with our energy. Instead, we focus on gratitude. Our habit is the lower vibrational. It's what we're all taught. So we get sucked back into the fears. The alarm goes off, we go back. We get sucked back out, the alarm goes off, and keeps drawing us back over and over again till eventually we don't move back into the old habit as fast anymore because we're forming a new one. So that can help there too. Right. Perfect. I love it. Letting go and gratitude. Yeah, so just continue to do that and just keep raising that love vibration, cutting away the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that are lower vibration that don't serve you anymore and the emotions that no longer serve. It's the more you release those, it's like a hot air balloon. It has all these sandbags that are keeping it at a lower altitude. Just snip away one bag at a time. It just keeps rising, keeps rising. Those sandbags drop as you cut them, and you just keep rising and rising and rising. So I love that. Yeah, exactly. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, so that's exactly what we're saying. Yeah. So reinforcement and definitely I love how they showed you right off the bat 3 cups and then the 3 cups at the top, and here comes that the new ace of cups to join the other 2 cups so that you have 3 children. So I love that. Right? What a great reminder, spiritual journey, right? That's why I love, I get to sit back and listen to all these messages everyone gets, and, "Oh, that's right. That's right." So that's what they have for you, Angélie. So again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that, and, um, the exciting bundle of joy headed your way. All right, so I think that's all of my donations for now. So, we're gonna go to the top here, and we will, begin the free readings here, and I feel like I'm gonna switch up decks here. I think I wanna go to um, the Naked Heart Tarot. So let me just refresh these, and Felicia, you will be up first, and, thank you for the reminder, about, giving the video a thumbs up. I get so caught up in the readings, I really neglect thanking you guys so much for all of you that give the video a thumbs up because it does help spread the Zen love, makes the YouTube algorithm super excited, so it shares my videos with other people. So you help spread the Zen love, and you're part of the Love Tsunami. So thank you guys so much of you that give the videos a thumbs up, and thank you, Felicia, for the reminder of that. And you want to know, will you meet love in the rest of the year? So let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know about love, love, love. I don't think so. You have the 9 of Pentacles, which is you alone with Spirit. You know, the Hermit's journey of the 9 tells me that you are, spending a lot of time with Spirit, um, transforming your feelings of worth and relationship to the outside world. And I feel like there's a delay because I feel like you're moving, you know, and I feel like that's the delay, right? Because you don't want to start something up and then that be a reason why you're not moving away. So I feel like when you get to this new location that you're going to be moving to, that's where you find love here. And the 7 of Wands is about you standing your ground, you being seen, and you're this bright light, and so you do get seen eventually, and you stand out to someone. But it's when I feel like in the right for right now, and I feel like it's for the rest of the year, that it's time for you in Spirit, and you're transforming yourself and your life. So it's like, uh it's a distraction. Love, external love is a distraction, until you get to where you're headed off. It's like you have enough to change. You don't need to try to add an extra, you know um complexity, to your life at this time. So it's like your energy is keeping love at bay right now because the energy is focused inward and upward in the movement of your life, to this new location. So I like that for you, Felicia. It's like, woohoo! At the other end is love. So we like it. You are very welcome. All right. And then up next, we've got Dijona. So, Dijona, shout out to one of my YouTube members. I love how your name is in green and highlighted, and you get a little badge for being one of my supporters. So, thank you. It's because of your donations, you're part of how I'm able to do so much free stuff. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you'd like a general reading? All right, look at this. Fire, fire, fire. So you got the Spirit of Wands, which is the King of Wands, and you have the 10 of Wands, which represents harvest and burden, a lot of energy being invested. But I like this because it is you stepping into your power. The King, the Spirit of Wands, holds this Ace of Wands, and the 10 of Wands can represent like investing so much energy in so many different places in our life. That's what it become exhausted. We become burdened, thinking we have to do so much. This entrepreneur taking charge kind of even emperor energy where it's standing up and I'm deciding where I'm going to be investing my energy. I feel like this is what's coming in here for you with this card here. It it's like sometimes in our life we'll have a lot of urgent things that are demanding our energy and attention, but they're not important. And with this King of Wands, it's like you're really determining what is important in my life and what is not, right? And I like this. I like this freedom that's coming because you're cutting away and you're instead of having 10 things that are demanding your energy, you're like getting rid of five, going, you're urgent, but you're not important. So I'm not going to even, I'm letting you go. I'm letting that go. And then the remaining five, you're prioritizing and going, I'm going to focus on this and then this and then this and then this and then this, one thing at a time. And if there's anything left over, if there's time and energy left over, you'll get to number five, you'll get to number four, but you're prioritizing and seeing where you're investing your energy. And it feels very healthy. And I like that. So that's what they have for you, Daijona, right now. So many blessings to you. And then Da Baby 777, you're up next. You're like an energy reading for the rest of this month. So let's see. What does Spirit want you to know right now? For the rest of the month. Wow, you do have movement of energy here. The Knight of Wands, fastest moving knight. So there is some clarity that's coming in here. The Five of Swords is the battle, conflict in the mental area of your world. I don't, it can mean communication, but maybe some of the mental conflict you have going inside makes its way out to where you have some verbal battles with people. Maybe you've been having that. But if it has, this is balancing and clearing up here. The balance between the heart and the mind, this battle between what your mind wants and what your heart wants. There's progress, there's movement that happens here with it, where you're identifying what it is that your heart wants and you're allowing your heart to have a seat at the table. Reminds me a lot of the Two of Swords, which is closing your eyes and opening your heart and making some decisions that way and putting action into it. It's like Spirit is saying, um, now is the time to step outside of the indecision. Like if you feel like you've been at a fork in the road, on one hand, blah, 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 blah. All right. But on the other hand, blah, 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 blah. And it feels like it's been 50-50, right? Where you're like, well, I don't know what to choose because it feels like I just, it, there's not enough. It's like it's equally balanced, like when you put the pros and the cons of things and you're like, well, I don't know. There's like, it's not obvious to you, is what I'm trying to say. But I feel like this month that, for the rest of October, this next week, like almost week that we have left, ask Spirit to show you, because that Ace of Swords that's in the middle is seek to higher knowledge, higher communication. You can ask of your own free will for Spirit to show you on these decisions that need to be made. Going, can you show me what I need to see to make it an obvious decision? And they will bring you information, because when we don't know what to decide, it means we don't have enough information yet. And then once we do, it's a no-brainer. And I feel like that's what's happening this month. And you're able to ask, and then boom, 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 you're able to get this new choices, these new decisions come very easy for you. So I like that for you, Die Baby. So don't think that you can't ask them. They're like dying to help us. They will even bring us a lot of stuff because they're behind us. They'll bring us synchronistic numbers and things that they're trying to get our attention. It's like being in behind us going and you're like, what? Oh yeah, you guys are there. And they're like, yeah, we're here to help. If you need us, we're here. Just saying, and that's what's coming in. So many blessings to you. You're welcome, Die Baby. So many blessings. All right. All right. And let's see, we left off here. So Esther E, you are up next. I'm just going to take a quick sip here. Get the coffee off my mustache. All right. So, Esther E., you would like a general reading for November, please? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about November? All right. Wow. So, you do have some choices coming in here, and I like this because the Two of Wands is wherever you invest your energy is what grows and expands. And I like this for you because on one hand, we can continue to focus on these feelings of a burden. These are like the energy we invest in fears and um we have all these supposed do's and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that we're given, and we're like, well, if these things don't happen, it means I'm a failure. It means I'm going to get rejected. It means all this fearful stuff that's attached to it, right? This is the burden that we've been carrying for a long time. And I like that they're bringing in this awareness that you get to choose. You have this chariot here, which is the major arcana, uh, powerful card that tells us that with the two horses, every moment is a choice between focusing on our fears, but we don't have to always do that. We're taught that this is what we are supposed to focus on, right? Our fears, what we hate in our life, what we feel is missing, what we fear will come in or leave our life. This is what you should focus on, is what we're taught. Because then we feel safe, and our little emotional inner child is hyper aware of all that stuff, and it's constantly going into fight or flight and exploding or running away, and we come here to experience it. There's nothing wrong with it. But when we're bored and tired of that, we always have option two, which is higher vibrational love, rooted in unconditional love of the higher realm. So every moment is a choice between the two. And we're making kind of four different choices. We have a mental story. We talk about everything in the outside world just happens. It just is. It's neutral, but we're the ones mentally of what story that we choose to put to it. Now we're brainwashed a lot, like with all those as children, we're told all that popular opinion of supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be's, right? And so we automatically have this idea of, oh, when that happens, this is the story I'm supposed to put to it, but I don't have to. I get to choose what story. So there's this empowerment that's coming here in November, is you're realizing it can let go of the burden of trying to please everyone and trying to that long list of things I have to check list off to be lovable and acceptable and successful, blah, blah, blah. I get to choose what something means. I get to choose how I feel as I go through it. I get to choose where I'm investing my energy and what I'm drawing to me through my power of intention and wherever I'm focusing. And I get to choose what physical actions I take. Yeah, we're taught a lot of like, well, I don't want to let people down. You're going to let people down anyway, because we can't please any of the people all of the time, or any one person forever. So there's going to be disappointment. And it's like being at a giant dinner table at a restaurant, and everyone's looking through the menu telling you this is what you should order, and this person's telling you this is what you should order. And yeah, if you're going to have like a appetizer everyone's going to share, yeah, we talk about that, and well, let's order that and this, and then we can all snack on that. All right, it's good. But for my main course, I'm going to choose it because that's what I'm mainly going to eat. I get to choose, and you guys get to choose. I'm going to let you guys choose your meals, and I'm going to choose my own. And that's the power I feel that's coming in here for the month of November for you, Esther. So many blessings to you. I like it. All right. And then love 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll be my next free reading. I think you were going to change your question. Okay, very good. So we'll come back to that. But I do have a couple of donations. So I'm going to jump down to those first. And Mia, thank you for your additional donations. Let me give your donation a little love there. And then here again, Zen, is the sign you just got to confirm to you that your wish will be fulfilled. All right, let's take a look here. Is this the sign? that opened up your mind. That's a song from the 80s, I think, or whenever. All right. Um, yeah, it does feel here. You've got the innocence of pentacles, the page of pentacles, which is new opportunity that's coming up here for you. There is this the devil card in the 3 of wands. The 3 of wands is about you choosing to go about fulfilling the wish in a different way, because the devil card is the shaking and the rattling. It's allowing you to look at some fears you have that are below the surface that could be keeping you from the new opportunity. But it's like it would be like, this is what I want and this is how it has to come to me. This is about altering that, going, you know what, I'm going to give the universe more leeway in how they're going to bring it to me, right? I know what I want, but the when and the how and blah, 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 I'm going to give that, I'm going to let you handle that, spirit, because if I limit myself, then I limit the kind of the speed and time and the how of how it comes to me. And I feel like with these 3 cards, that this is what it's talking about here, is like there's a new way that it can come to you, and the new way that this wish can be fulfilled, and a new way that this wish can look, and that you are learning through this um, by hitting obstacles along the way, going, oh, I can't get to that. And they're like, well, you don't have to have it come that way. It's like when uh, before I lived where I lived here, I was paying monthly rent, and I was like, "Well, the money is gonna start to run out in, next year, and I'm going to need to find a job. And well, if I'm gonna get a job, there's not a whole lot available in the little town I was in. I'm gonna have to move. And so if I'm moving, I was looking at all of this, where are all the jobs? Where are all the prices? Where how what places have cost? And if I stayed attached to that, this is how things have to work, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. Because out of the blue, I was like, okay, spirit, what do you want? Where are you going to take me? Show me. And I stood back and just said, all right, your timing, I trust you. What's happening? And then this is when my current host, my best friend, she called me and said, "Hey, just bought a house and come live with me in the basement for free." And I'm like, "What?" I wouldn't even have thought that was an option, right? That's not even on the table, but it was, and here I am. And that's what I feel like is coming here. I feel like that there's the sign of movement forward. You got the Sun card, which is victory. Also Leo energy, about diving deep into your subconscious, where all of this stuff is here. And so you can look at these things, but it is victory, it is movement forward. Just I feel like they're saying, yeah, it's confirming your wish will be fulfilled, but just it try not to get attached to how that dream has to look and how you get there. This journey and this process is about building trust with spirit, trusting that everything does unfold for you. And when something looks like, how is this for me? It's like, trust me. Do you trust me? Yeah, I trust you. And then each time it comes up, what is this? Like, do you trust me? Yeah, I trust you. Keep coming back to that, because the sun is victory. It is, you do have the brightness at the end of the situation there. So that is what they have for you, Mia Mia. So they're like, yeah, it is a confirmation with some caveats to it, right? All right. So thank you again very much there for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And Supernova, thank you for your additional donation. Did I? Let me just make sure I didn't overskip a question here. If you haven't, pop your question down below. Don't think I saw. I don't see anything there. So for the sake of time, oh, there you go. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm going to give you a little love here. So I know I've taken care of this one. And you go, will your dreams lead towards independence and freedom? What am I outgrowing and releasing for it here? So, will your dreams lead towards independence and freedom? And what are you outgrowing and releasing for it? Okay, I get it. So, will it lead towards independence? And then, what are you outgrowing and releasing? And what? And it's like two cards from underneath. What is unknown? All right, so let's take a look here. Yes. Here's the judgment card, which is you being drawn here to your, this is your calling, and I like this. So, you have the Six of Pentacles, which is, at the core of it is the Six of Pentacles is about balance, and that, they usually are like they have so much they're able to give to others. So that would be yes, right? This is definitely um, that you will have independence. You're going to have enough for yourself and for others that you can give to others too, with all of this. And we've talked about the Six of Pentacles before. I think even in today about that take 10 with Zen, about the giving and receiving, the out of balance that we're taught, and that as we release and these beliefs about I have to do so much to get so little, like, oh, you know what, starving artist syndrome, like, oh, we have to artists have to struggle so much. It's like, no, that's a false belief. That's something that we're taught. Starving artist, starving musical artist, or whatever. It's like, no. Or that, oh my gosh, you've got to put in all this time to be able to get very little back. All of those beliefs, that scarcity, is what you're releasing. And as you release that, that's what allows all this abundance to come in easily. You have the calling card here of your higher self calling you to this higher place in your life. And um, so they're definitely saying that you're calling. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's what's coming in here is that living your dream, pursuing your purpose, is the feeling of independence in itself. And some beliefs we have around, well, money is what makes me feel independent and free. Money makes the world go around, right? That's a song and a thing of life. But like I was just talking about how my situation is, if I have a thought that, well, I have to have rent and or purchasing a home, and I have to all this stuff, but I'm like, but when the universe was like, here, through this wonderful big-hearted person, they're like, come live here. I want to give back to the world through you. And so you come live here for free and don't worry about anything. And I'm like, whoa, and so our feeling of freedom and independence can change and alter by our mindsets and thoughts and beliefs too. So I like that. Um, what are you outgrowing? Yeah. Ace of Pentacles. You're outgrowing some old ways of defining yourself by the outside world. The Ace of Pentacles is this brand new way of self-worth, of identifying your worth, and you're finding that inward and upward, not by the outside world. So you're outgrowing the old ways of defining yourself about what success means, what does abundance mean, what, is my price, not retail price. We're taught, well, my worth is based on what people think of me, right? No, that's retail price. That's fickle, constantly changing. You end up on the Kmart blue light special rack. You're probably too young to remember that, but Kmart, it's not around as much as it used to be. But Kmart was like the Walmart of the earlier years, and they would have these special blue light specials where they had these carts with the blue light, and they would be somewhere in the store and they would turn the light on, which meant there's this temporary clearance deal that you could get a good deal on. And we don't want to end up on the blue light special rack because that's lowering our price, cutting our price to try to be sold. But this is about letting go. What you're outgrowing is defining yourself by the retail price of the outside world, turning inward and upward and finding your self-worth and finding that you're priceless instead. So I like that. And then what are you releasing? Well, you got the Earth Mother here. And so there's a couple things that come in here. One, I feel like you're releasing a lot of stuff to do with your mother. And the other thing is your need to nurture everyone else too. Um, oh, you're 18. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely so. Yeah. Ugh, my where's my cane? You young whippersnapper. All right. So we've got this you're also releasing your need to mother others and to nurture others and the responsibility for others. And so you're kind of releasing your responsibility to family, for interactions. And they're also, you know, um, this um, need to, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's hero. We have this wanting to be a hero or heroine in life, and I feel the need to rescue people. And this is what you're also releasing is I don't need to rescue anyone. People don't need rescuing because we have these thoughts and these beliefs that, you know, the world needs a changing because it's wrong and it's broken. And it's like, no, it's perfect. And that's what you're releasing is the need to fix the world. You're just going to express your world to the world. Yeah, very good. And then, yeah, and on the bottom here, what's going on below the surface? Whoa, is you've got the Ace of Swords, you are connecting to higher truths, cutting away fears, and you do have movement of emotion. So this Knight of Cups, you're in pursuit of your inner love. So this definitely is this affirmation for you that you may not feel like you're with yourself every day, so you don't realize the progress that you're making until you are able to look back and go, wow. Um, it's like, wow, I see how far I've come and everything that I'm, experiencing. It's like, wow, wow. Yeah. And that's their opinion, right? It's like, okay, get used to it. When you're a superstar, supernova, you don't want to read the comments on Instagram, and whenever you're putting out your social media, there's going to be people that get triggered with their own fears. So that's just their fear, you know. So if they're like you're being antisocial and you're like, "Oh, I'm just working on myself, but I love you." That's what they're fearing is you're rejecting me. That's what's that little inner child is saying, "You're not playing with me." And you can be like, "Oh, boo 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 boo. I love you. I love you. I'm just focusing on me." So I like it. All right. So that is what they have for you, Supernova. And again, thank you for your additional donations. I really appreciate that. All right. And love 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what left off. Thank you for the reminder. I was about to zip right back up. So thank you for putting your question down there. And for everyone else, I'm going to be on for about 20 more minutes. What I will do, no Rocky's World. I haven't gotten to yours yet. Um, uh, because I have so many donations usually in the morning sessions, I don't get through to a ton of the free readings. I've gotten through a lot today, but I'm not going to get through everyone in this session. What I'm going to do though, because I won't be back until Friday for the free sessions, is I will here in a bit screenshot and then I will pop back on after I go to my praying mantis member session after I eat, so I don't pass out. And then no, Rocky's World, you can put your question here, but I'll just be back later today to do it. Just make sure your guys's notification settings are set to all, so you'll get the notification when I come back on to complete them. So I will definitely get through everyone's free readings today just may not be in the next 20 minutes. So, and I definitely appreciate all the donations. It's what allows me to do all this free stuff. Otherwise, I'd be working like a full time job, and I would be too tired. So, all right. So, love 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you want to do we see that the music assistant interview will go well tomorrow, leading to an offer later? You're welcome, Rocky. All right, let's take a look here. Okay. Anything else? Nope. All right. All right. So the interview tomorrow, because you want to say, will it go well tomorrow? Be patient with the interview tomorrow with the seven of pentacles. It's about things unflow, flow, purposely in a certain way. And the nine of wands is, be aware of any kind of blocks that you might have energetically here. So I feel like it's like go in without any expectations is important. With these two cards coming in here, I'm like, I don't know how we're getting to that, but that's what's coming through. It's like, don't worry about the timing of when you arrive, when the interview happens. If it gets delayed, like they're, oh, I'm sorry, can we push it back an hour or 2 hours or, anything like that, there's this allow it to unfold as it is. Don't try to push and try to get through the interview. Try to get like, well, when are you going to hire? When are you going to do this? Just be really open with this. Um, and I feel like it's just relax is kind of their message with this here. I feel like if um, just be open, just be yourself. Don't try to push things, right? Allow them to lead, allow them to ask the questions, allow them to do that, and I just feel just relax through it is what I feel here with those energies. You do have the Nine of Pentacles, which is, this feeling of abundance and, kind of energy in here. And you have the Innocence of Swords, which is the Page of Swords, new communication. So I do feel like they will be, this energy coming in here is just be content. You got two nines, which is about the hermit's journey. It's just be aware of yourself and, connect with spirit here. Trust the communication. Try to see things from a higher perspective and cutting away the fears, right? So I do like this. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I love the interview. Yeah. So that's so perfect with, yeah, be patient with the blocks that feels like things are blocking you. Just spend that time with spirit and connecting and seeing things from the higher perspective. That Innocence of Swords does tell me new communication that you will get, the communication around it. But the Nine of Pentacles is a huge time here of you realizing your worth in relationship to the outside world. So I like this stepping forward and just allowing it to unfold. It's not about you. Any fears that come up are about you because they're happening inside of you, but it's not because of them. That's just things are coming up for you. Patience, I know, is always a lovely, trusting divine timing, right? Ah! But that's what's coming in. All right. You are very welcome. All right. And then DK, you were up next, and you wanted to know whether you're going to marry the person currently that you want to, or is it going to be someone else? All right. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? Let me just shuffle these up again here. All right. It's gonna be someone else. Because you got the Three of Wands coming in here, which is new information coming in. has you choose someone else. And I feel like it comes suddenly here too. We got the Three of Swords, which is a disappointment in the other person, and the Movement of Wands is the fastest moving knight out of them all, which means it just happens like quickly. So I like this because it's like whatever disappointments, it almost feels like there's continual disappointments here, but there's like this. Um, it's like ripping off the band-aid kind of energy that comes with this, and it just like something just triggers where and I and I don't feel like it's something extreme like, "Oh my god, they had someone on the side or doing something." It's kind of like, "You know what? I've so much happens in a short amount of time of you're like, this really isn't healthy for either of us." And I feel like you are like, you know, I feel like it's just best if we part while we're amiable to one another because I feel like we're going to go to war if we continue. There's like all this little stuff that comes out of nowhere in a short period of time, just boom, 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 where you realize, wow, I thought we were like on the same page of beliefs and what we're wanting and the way we look at things and different things. But I feel like things come to the surface where you realize we are so different that this is going to be like a daily battle for me not to kill you and for you not to try to kill me, you know? And it's like, okay, but so I feel like you go, it's best that we move, in a different direction. But I feel like it's you that, decides it's not like them breaking up with you. And I almost feel like it's not you breaking up with them. I feel like it's like you both, I feel like you kind of go, you know what, let's talk. And then you're like, do you feel like this is where you're wanting to head? And they're like, no, not really either. And they're like, okay, let's part while we can be friendly with one another instead of when I see you, I hiss at you and you hiss at me like two cats, in an alley, you know. So that's what's coming in DK. But definitely it was designed to be in each other's life right now because you're learning a lot about yourself and about others too. So that's what's coming in here. No spiritual journey. I take donations of any kind. I know everyone's finances vary from person to person, country to country. So I don't have any set limits, at least now, currently. I don't have any uh, thoughts of adding that, but we definitely it doesn't matter on the dollar amount. So all right. So, new love, you'll be the next free reading coming up here, but I did just have. Oh, okay. So, that is you, spiritual journey. All right. And let's take a look here. Thank you. I did just get it through Cash App here. And did you ask your question up above? Let's take a look here. And if not, pop it down below. I'm just going to scroll up here and see if you asked it earlier. Okay. Ah, there it is. So, will you get approved for a nice place that you like, fall or winter? You're applying around that time. All right, very good. So let's take a look here and see what the spirit wants you to know about your home. All right. Yeah, I feel like you're gonna have some obstacles because what's underneath the surface is the Nine of Wands. So you're gonna hit some little barriers in the beginning, but just trust that because you do have this transformation that happens with the Five of Wands. Something that feels conflicting in the beginning ends up you're seeing like, oh, okay, I see why this happened. I see that the blocks were keeping me from going into somewhere that is not for my highest experience, right? Because I feel like where you end up, you have this partnership here, this important relationship, but it's about being true to your authentic self with where you're headed. And I feel like maybe you might have been like the places that you're looking at going might be either are you have a roommate or you have someone else you're trying to please with it. You're trying to do this, but I feel like it's important for you to trust that you are, be true to what you're wanting. Don't sacrifice everything, right? There's this balance that comes in here with this for you. And I feel like you have the full card here. So this is about a new journey, a new adventure. And I feel like the places that you are thinking of, this changes. And then when you do make that change, that's where the adventure comes forward. And that's where you have the victory that comes in there. Because, we've got this Two of Swords, which is close your eyes and open your heart. Um, and yeah, and open your heart. Yeah, because you have underneath here, yeah, all this balancing energy. This is crazy because you've got, the Justice card balancing things. You've got the Spirit of Cups, which is balancing your heart and mind. So all these three cards, balance, 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 all of those there, and follow your heart. You got the Naked Heart, which is a card specific to this deck, and the Queen of Cups. Follow your intuition, your gut, but close your eyes and open your heart. Let your heart have, a say so in making the decision of where you want to be and what you're wanting to do. Because, there's a lot of like, well, this makes sense, but it's like, oh, but I want this and I want that from your heart, right? So I like that. So it does feel, um, with this change, you do get into the if you alter your heart, it will. Otherwise, you're going to keep hitting these, hitting your head up against the wall over and over and over again, because it's like I'm trying to do it with my mind, but following the heart and trusting your intuition. I don't probably have to tell you that, but it is a reminder. Trust your gut. If you're like, well, that seems too good to be true, and it's coming from here, not from here, but from here, and you're like, yeah, that is too good to be true. Something is afoot here. Trust your instincts for sure. All right. So that is what they have for you. So thank you again for your donation, Spiritual Journey Tarot. And Rocky's World, you're up next. And you say, question below. When, thank you, we give you some love there. When will you and Roberto move into an apartment together? All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know when and anything else they want you to know about this. And what's unknown? We've got like 4 unknowns. Let's see what we got here. All righty. Oh, okay. So we do have here, got the 5 of Wands. There's some conflict that needs to be worked out. The 5 is a number of change and transformation. And so there is something that feels conflicting in the beginning that does work its way out. And it happens here with the 6 of Pentacles. Probably have talked about this before, but the 6 of Pentacles does have to do with it's the codependency awareness card. And there's this freedom of, and I talk about this in a video in my Take 10 with Zen series, episodes 4 and 5. But when we're younger, we have this out of balance giving and receiving. That is like where for someone or someone's in our life, we feel we have to give like 1,000 love coins to get 1 love coin back. And that has us rejecting and slowing things down because our inner child's going, no, you don't deserve that yet. And it'll slow things and we have to do so much. Well, when we look at those and transform that, then the barriers drop and then things are allowed to come to us. So if you haven't checked out that, if I haven't talked about the Take 10 with Sun episodes 4 and 5, take a look at that because that helps balance that, which allows this to come in. So the timing has a lot to do with how much of that release we are doing with that to balance out this giving and receiving here, because we do have the balancing out of the giving and receiving here with the justice card. So this balancing has to happen. Then that's when action happens. The Sky Father is the Emperor, which is about moving forward and action, new beginnings. So the balancing has to happen first, and then that changes the whole shebang there. What's below the surface? We have the Lover's card. So this definitely is reaffirming it is an important relationship. So it is destined to happen. Just the timing of it has to do with our energies, right? So here's the passion, the energies, the stuff going forward, that Aries energy. So it will happen, but it's about where we're investing our energies. And we have the movement of wands again, Knight of Wands, fastest moving knight. So once we alter those things, things can move and speed up quickly. But you have the High Priestess, which I feel just really reiterates with everything else that it's important when you're in a relationship that you don't sacrifice yourself. You still maintain yourself. The high priestess still is able to go into her high priestess temple, pay attention to her connection to spirit, diving deep, in her life, not sacrificing herself. That's what will happen in a codependent relationship. I'm a recovering enabler in codependent relationships. You we will, when we feel we have to give so much to get so little, we will sacrifice ourselves. We will shrink ourselves, we'll dim our light, we'll give up our friends, we'll give up everything for the person because we think that's what we're supposed to do. I have to give everything to get a little bit back. And then um, codependent relationships, we don't allow them to give to us. We need to be the one giving, and we overgive to where we're exhausted, and then we overgive until we're resentful, and then we're not allowing them to give to us. And so what happens? They will go give to other things, other people, like affairs, or become workaholics and give all their energy into their work or working out or hobbies or their friends. So it's important, before you have this movement into an apartment together, that this equal balance of giving and receiving is encoded in your heart so that it doesn't end up that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Rocky's World. Many blessings to you. All righty. And again, thank you for that donation. All right. So I'm going to take a quick screenshots here because I'm going to be headed off here to go to my praying mantis session. So we left off with New Love. So you will be up first when I return later this afternoon. And let me just grab all this stuff. I do have, while you're waiting, I do have a ton of free content on my main page. So if you are wanting additional messages of love from above while you're waiting for me to return, if you go to my main page, you can check out all of those playlists that I have, because I have my Moon Day Mondays, my Take 10 with Zen Tuesdays, my What's Up Wednesdays with Pick a Cards. And I also have a giveaway, which I'll, as soon as I finish here, I will post some links to. I have a giveaway, a monthly giveaway that you can make sure to get into if you're interested in winning some free stuff like free readings, etc. All right. Well, sorry, there's just a lot of chat, so I'm just trying to capture it all. All right. And then here. All right. So I think I got them all now. So here are the links. So last Moon Day Monday, and this talks about, has links to the eclipse energy too. We're right in the middle, smack dab in of the eclipse energy. So that definitely is there. Oh, okay. Well, it didn't said air. Let me try that again. Maybe I need to slow down. Okay, that one I think worked there. And then the Take 10 with Zen, I did have I was out last weekend not feeling well, the one before that was Menu of Spiritual Gifts, if you're interested in getting some ideas on what your spiritual gifts are. A lot of my Take 10 with Zen series has been around that right now. Spirit's been really focusing on it, because this last one was using thy gifts. And then happy birthday to all you Scorpio sun babies. And if you were a Libra sun baby, check out my pick of cards. I have like a playlist of birthday or sun. I forget what I think it's called, the zodiac season pick a cards. But if you check my list of pick a cards, Libra also has a 3-month forecast of what the next 3 months bring. And then here is the monthly drawing, has the September winners and how you can get into the October drawings. And then also I have 50% off um, most of my services from now until the end of the year. So, because I love you guys, I wanted to give back more. So, like my pre-recorded personal readings, which is where you send me a video, not a video, an email of what you want to ask Spirit, and I record a video and I upload it to YouTube. It's a private link that only you can access. And like my 15-minute reading is like $5. A half hour reading's like 10, an hour is like $20, I think. All that information's in the description box of the video if you're interested in any of that. And then also my Hedges of Peace and Love and my Wish Upon a Star astro readings are also half off. All that information is listed down in the description box of the video. And I'm about to head off here. It's like starting right now. I'm headed off to go to my praying mantis session. So if you're interested in becoming a member of my YouTube channel for $7.99 a month, you can have access to all of the member only readings that I have after each of these free readings, plus a Q&A of 2 hours on Thursday nights, and advanced access to my Moon Day Mondays, my Take 10 with Zen Tuesdays, and my Wish Upon a Star Wednesdays. So all of that information's in the description box of the video. Kritika, no, I didn't get to yours yet, but I will be back this afternoon to complete out the free readings. So all right, everybody. As I head out, just know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you guys again, much love to you. You hang in there, you take care of yourself, enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you're out in the world, and we'll see you when we see you. So you guys take care.